Thursday, and you know what that means. Welcome to All for One. This is your captain speaking with the one we call El Jefe Moses Marquez on location, working on his vacation, here to discuss every single twist and swerve in pro wrestling.
That's right, deep in the heart of the desert, back in the hometown, if you will, but we won't get into that. But coming up tonight, the things we will get into, predicting this Sunday's All in London, and boy, I can't wait. The boys will be there. Roman Reigns, back off WWE television. They'll carry us on that one. Mark Henry comes to the defense of Vince McMahon. Plus, we have 3 headline matches as The Phoenix gets his rematch against Ted P. De Niro for the Knowledge Championship. Cypher issues a rematch to Chad Malcolm and Travis the Walker. He's back, as you know, at the Anderson for his television championship. Even though I don't know what condition Travis is in after the vicious strike, I should say, that he received from the captain, the brutal ejection from the Dragon Club. All that happened down last week. And then, of course, the biggest match of them all, a showdown we never thought would actually happen. We never thought we would see it. The best friends of over 20 years have finally become enemies. After the captain revealed himself as Anos Mascaras, he goes one-on-one with the man he's tortured all year long, my man Beer. Good God Almighty, you must be subscribed right here onto the YouTube. Follow us on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever it is you get your podcasts, and head on over to the beautifully done website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com for all your links, a whole bunch more. Go save beer.
And before we begin, this is not something I ever thought we'd have to do. As some of you are aware, last week, former co-host of Max Wrestling, David Gillam, better known as The Butcher, passed away. We have not spoke for over 4 years. In fact, he was one of the reasons for the infamous shift in 2020. Our issues are well documented, but I feel it would be completely disrespectful if we did not acknowledge his passing after his early contributions to the show. So I will address it further later in the show, as will Mike Larkin. But all I can say for now is I will remember the good times. And rest in peace, David.
That's all we can do. Rest in peace, big dog.
One of the things he loved doing was ripping a new asshole for idiots online. So that seems like a perfect segue to go into our first segment, because some people think an acoustic guitar is a musical instrument and not a hardcore wrestling weapon. As a result, this is shit Mark say.
We're talking to you, Jarrett.
I'm going to tweet me and my friend Mark. We're going to stop watching.
You're a whiny bitch.
First up, WWE announced that they were doing a live event, aka a house show, better known to as old schoolers, as house shows, in the same city on the same day as AEW's World's End. And the E-Drones love this, but let me just specify house show. And the E-Drones are all up in arms with joy, saying stuff like this, which is Mother Nature's silver seed, saying maybe a pay-per-view losing to a house show will be enough to convince TK to get out of the wrestling business. First of all, why do you want wrestling companies to shut down? More wrestling is good, right?
That's my biggest gripe on this whole part. We've said that shit for years. What I understand competition, and what has competition done? I don't mean to cut you off, but what has competition done for the E? It's only forced them to improve, right?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And second of all, just reread your own tweet and explain to me how a pay-per-view can lose to a house show, which is a non-televised event. The only people that are going to see it are the people in attendance. So what exactly are they going to lose? There's no ratings.
This is true. And if you really, and now, do we know where World's End is going to be?
Is it Washington? I think it's in Tacoma.
Okay, so if it's in Tacoma, Washington, my guesstimation is the arena, and again, this probably doesn't help. So the E-Drones are going to take this and run with it. But let's just say the biggest arena they're probably going to get in Washington is going to be about, I want to say at most, maybe 10. But again, I don't know if Tacoma's that big of a, I think Seattle would have the bigger one. So maybe closer to like 7,500 people. You know what I mean? Which
oh.
still isn't bad.
No, actually, it's in Orlando.
Oh, okay. Well, then check this out. You're going to tell me
the Edition Financials Arena.
I have no idea. We ain't got the time to look up all these,
It's,
seat capacities. If I was at home, maybe we would have already done the fun facts. But
capacity for MMA is like 10,000.
Okay, so perfect. Thank you. Okay, so let's call it 10. In reality, they only maybe sell 2,000, 2,200 tickets to any given house show anywhere, minus the MGM Grand. Oh, no, pause. Madison Square Garden. Mixing them up. But, I mean, that's the only one that's a glorified house show, being MGM Grand, that doesn't have this massive, or I should say, actual arena-size arena. So you're going to get 4,000. Let's just go with 4,000 plus. It sounds like a nice enough number. 4,000 plus less people watching this house show as you would a pay-per-view. Not to mention, you're also getting pay-per-view buys, because you had mentioned, obviously, house show, non-televised.
Yeah.
Come on, people.
The WWE event is in the Kia Center, which is about twice the capacity. So, okay, you can double up on tickets. That's fine. But you're telling me you can't find 30,000 wrestling fans in Orlando?
Okay, but let's be honest. So it's a bigger arena. It's a house show. You're going to tell me they're going to sell out that house show?
It's a house show 3 days after Christmas.
Hey, yeah, you're really not doing that. I got your argument for a little bit, or at least the E-Drone guy argument for a little bit, but then at the same time, you're taking away the fact of, they're going to lose. How? When they're still doing pay-per-view buys, which, by the way, that's something that the rest of these E-Drones need to understand. Pay-per-views. Okay, AEW is still making all this money off of pay-per-views. They don't have a subscription with Peacock or eventually Netflix or whomever, where you're just going to pay a normal fee and see these shows. I mean, if they decide to go back to pay-per-view, cool. You know what I mean? Then we can start arguing those numbers if you want. But until then, last time I checked, every show, whether they sell out or not, is still making pay-per-view money.
Yeah. It's also, they're going to be, a 20-minute drive away from each other?
So you telling me I'm going to get bored at that house show? I'm just going to go to that show? Because that's exactly what I'm talking about right there. I'm out of here. I'm going to go to this show instead.
I'm smelling lots of wrestling fans in a close vicinity. And here's the thing also. Yeah. Fucking door. Trying to do a world-class fucking podcast.
That's how it goes. The world fucking class podcast. But yeah, we got to stop talking about companies failing, people. Let me talk to the world real quick, because this is what we do when Daz goes away to answer the door. But we need to stop talking about having these companies fail. Nobody's complaining about TNA failing, and now they're on, slowly becoming on top of the world, if you will, with their connection with NXT, having guys like Joe Hendry be this massive, massive star. And remember, he was only a digital media champion in TNA, kind of sort of not taken seriously. Now, all of a sudden, he's a main event guy. We got to stop talking about just the negativity. No more negativity. AEW's gone back to Wembley. Who's gone back to Wembley in back-to-back years besides people like fucking football? You know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing I can think of that's going back-to-back years at Wembley. I'm talking to the folks about just, we got to stop being negative. Got to stop being so damn negative about wrestling and its quote-unquote failing or not failing, because, again, look at the uprise of WWE. Again, yes, you can blame it all on Triple H, and as you should. But at the same time, remember when people were talking about TNA should just go away? Now look at fucking Joe Hendry and the rest of the TNA roster on NXT. This is the reason why wrestling shouldn't go away. It should continue to grow, because names are getting out there. You guys are all saying crap now, and then some E-Drones too, but you guys are going to love Ricky Starks when he shows up here soon. You're going to love this funnel of AEW talent who are going to bring something different to the WWE product.
And these two shows happening in the same city on the same day isn't really that much of a competition when you consider that some fans will only watch one company anyway. So you're going to have AEW fans that won't watch WWE, so they don't give a shit about the house show. You're going to have a bunch of E-Drones that don't watch AEW anyway, so they don't give a shit about World's End. So where's the competition?
And then let's just say, just to be nice, 50% of both of those groups are indecisive. Let's make it decisive form. Am I going to spend the same amount of money, maybe a $45 ticket to go see a house show, or I could spend the $60 to go see a pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Just saying.
And as far as the interruption goes, I gotta play this.
I'm trying to cut an award-winning podcast with Sam fucking Roberts from New
That's
York
right.
City.
New York City. Yeah.
Also, you know what?
Tell him, Steve.
Aside from the packages, you know what else I just got?
Uh-oh. The hell is that?
Yeah, I don't need a stair lift. I know I'm getting old, but shit.
I couldn't even tell what it was. It's a stair lift.
Or wheelchairs from £69.
Do you even have stairs?
Oh yeah, I got stairs. But I don't need a stair lift. I know I'm getting on a little bit.
My knees work just fine.
Well, that's debatable.
Hey, once you hit 30, it all goes out the window.
Yeah, so Mother Nature's Silver Seed, you're a dumbass. As are many of the E-Jones that think this is some kind of win. But there's an even bigger dumbass who is clearly an E-Drone called WWE _WWF _Junkie. Who's probably well known to a lot of X or Twitter, actually. He's the dude with the profile picture of a puffed up Chris Jericho, which I'm not actually sure if that's a filter at this point.
No, I don't think so. I think this is probably a bad day for Jericho.
This again comes down to competition. Obviously, AEW was in Cardiff last night. WWE was in Cardiff a couple of years ago at the Principality Stadium, of course, Clash at the Castle. Now, for some reason, you want to compare these two shows. So the tweet is WWE in Cardiff, 62,296. AEW in Cardiff, 4,236. Now you are comparing a small television arena to a gigantic fucking football stadium. Obviously, one is going to have more attendance than the other.
This is so dumb.
Should we compare All In London last year to, I don't know, the last house show or the last Raw or SmackDown WWE did in London?
There you go.
Which was a smaller arena because they haven't played Wembley Stadium in 30 years. Exactly.
That's first off, again, why are we comparing from years ago? If say like Raw had just ran, make your argument on Twitter, fine, I'll leave you alone because it's a weekly show on a weekly show in probably a same arena or similar, fine, whatever, semantics. You're taking a PLE, as my man said beautifully, at a football stadium, and they're in Cardiff, it's just an arena. Like, how are you making, again, we literally just made this whole argument over the PLE and not the house show, but a televised show, if you know, so a little bit better, a little bit more attractive, if you will. But again, we're talking a PLE, and again, wasn't it the first time they were in Cardiff in a hot minute or ever?
First ever for AEW.
For WWE.
Oh, WWE.
For Clash in the Castle.
If I remember correctly, I remember this being a pretty big deal. The first time they ever went to Cardiff was in like the mid 2000s.
And I think that was the first time they went back since then, right?
Well, I mean, for a main show, yeah, they've done house shows.
Yeah, okay. Well, again,
I don't think they've done a Raw or SmackDown in years.
So again, we're talking about a main show, a PLE for the first time in ever, or I guess it's again since the fucking early 2000s. You know, we're comparing apples to oranges here, fam.
Well, yeah, I mean,
comparing apples to oranges.
I mentioned Wembley. This was WWE's first stadium event in the UK since '92.
Exactly.
The one that was in Cardiff, and
again, and then you look at the word you said beautifully, stadium.
Yeah. And like the the Utilita Arena where AEW was in last night houses 5,000. So they were just barely under capacity. That was almost a sellout.
And there's a reason why they're always under capacity, okay? Because it's capacity.
Yeah, you got a big ass fucking stage and everything, and the ring.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you want to make the argument that they couldn't even sell out a 5,000 seat arena, the Principality Stadium can hold around 78,000 capacity, and WWE did 63, so they were way under capacity for that one. Wouldn't talk about that.
There you go, under capacity. Yeah, you want to be an asshole? We can be assholes.
And also, they did Clash at the Castle in Scotland this year in a much smaller arena, the Hydro, which I think was like 11,000, because they knew they couldn't sell it out again.
Well, obviously.
Well, we didn't sell it out last time. We're not going back there again.
Oh, yeah, you bastard. And definitely that's another Vince thinking, so you definitely know it wasn't going to change until it. But that's beside the point. Can't sell it out. You're making we're comparing fucking butter to milk here, fam. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're on two different spectrums, and it's an argument because we look better.
Yeah, so this isn't even us saying, "Oh well, WWE couldn't do this." This is us being impartial. Actually, like if you're going to criticize one, criticize the other, or just be happy that wrestling's doing well.
Ta-da!
Stop competing against each other.
Please.
Just
there's enough competition in the world.
As the saying goes, especially when the wrestling fandom these days, just fucking enjoy wrestling.
Hey, what a concept, right?
Right.
What a concept.
Yeah, that's all the marks I got this week. So going into this week's WWE quickly, because we're going to rattle through AEW's All In a little bit later on. Let's start with a less controversial one first. Roman Reigns written off TV again until September, because obviously he got attacked by Jacob, which is why they did that awesome knee injury sell for Jacob to keep him away from Roman for a couple of weeks. And then as soon as they meet, he fucking writes him off TV. So
beautiful.
Jacob's coming in looking like an absolute monster. Roman's getting a bit more time off again. But I did see another report that even his return date has been pulled, which was in September. I'm kind of find it now. Roman Reigns removed from WWE show, which was supposed to be his return on September 13th in Seattle.
Seattle's a big enough crowd. Okay, let's be frank. What's the next? Like, they don't have the what did we talk about last week? Survivor Series.
Yeah, the next one's Bash in Berlin, but
exactly. So we rid him off television, or he's been written off television to just stew. Now you've made Jacob look like a monster again, because everybody doubted him when he went out with an injury again. Just an excellent fucking sell he is, and now we have literally built well past Solo versus Roman and gone straight to Jacob versus Roman, which is honestly more of what we want. You're going to extend this entire feud that much longer. I that's fine with me. You want to there's no point of bringing him back in September. You already you really don't even need to do a damn thing. Like, you could Jacob Fatu, I've always said this and they'll never do it, but you can have like Jacob Fatu do like an open challenge at Survivor Series. Oh, nobody could fight me, and then out comes Roman and just pop the fuck out of everybody. But they'd never do it. You got to build a little bit. But he can wait till October.
Yeah, my guess is they're gonna build on the Usos reuniting for the next couple of months, and then them reuniting with Roman.
There you go. That sounds good.
Just
again, we kept saying Bloodline versus Bloodline.
Yeah, we got 3 months to kill before Survivor Series. And also, maybe they've given him more time off, because obviously he's just lost his uncle mere months after losing his dad. So rough time for the family. So it's understandable if this is unplanned extra time off.
Yeah.
But the positive is it's good for the feud, to keep that feud going. You don't want. We had Roman back on TV for 2 weeks, and he just destroyed the Bloodline. So
it's true. He made him look just like nothing. And then
Yeah, it's like,
within
how long
one
are we going to make
fail
this last if he's just killed them all?
And then in one fell swoop, they look strong because of one component. Now you have the opportunity to allow them to rebuild, get stronger, and then all of a sudden, like I said, the Usos will come back, and then the Usos will bring back Roman, and then maybe that's our Survivor Series. You know what I mean? It'll be the Bloodline versus Bloodline at Survivor Series, which I think would kind of suck. I really feel like I want some singles before I get the whole thing, but hey.
I mean, we'll probably get a Roman Jacob singles afterwards, but I'm also kind of hoping we get The Rock's return right at the end of War Games, just like we had Punk last year for that conversation with Roman, build towards Mania.
I like it.
But yeah, we'll see. But now on to a little bit more controversial stuff. Mark Henry, who recently kind of popped back up in WWE after leaving AEW, has come out and defended Vince McMahon. I don't have the actual quote in front of me, but it was something along the lines of referencing Janelle Grant and stuff. Where was the trauma or emotional damage or whatever when they were getting paid millions and they were getting BMWs? Like, okay, so are you saying that sexual harassment is okay so long as they're getting paid for it?
You're fucking A right. That's what he said, because that's exactly what that is. Why would you say that?
Like, okay, they've only just come out with it the last couple of years, but Vince McMahon was a very, very powerful, is still a very powerful
Pause.
man.
Thank you.
There's always been this kind of legend of WWE having the best lawyers in the world. So Vince McMahon is untouchable, and for many years he was. There's so many things he should have gone to jail for.
Hell, how long did all this the scandal actually start, and what has actually happened since? So that should tell you how good his fucking lawyers are. It's been months, and all he's done is step down from WWE's head creative. He's still on the board. Or did he step down from that too?
I think he stepped down from that. Like, he sold all his shares and everything.
Oh, okay, that's right. All right, so he's out, which is fine.
He gone,
but that's still. So he's out of the E. What is that? But what has that done? But what else? Has he got arrested? Has he been indicted? Nothing has happened. It's all sitting there. But to go to his defense and to say something as, and again, we are paraphrasing here, that it's all good, that as long as you're getting paid millions to be literally assaulted, that's ridiculous. Now, and again, and I'm not trying to spin this in any weird way. If this was, hey, Vince McMahon has a girlfriend of like 2 years, you know what I mean? Oh, well, hey, why are you bitching? You've been, he was paying this, whatever. You guys were in a relationship. That's on you. You know what I mean? But no, he would literally take time out of people's day who was working on whatever and would decide, oh, cool, well, I'm going to have my way with you. And in about an hour and a half after you get all cleaned up again, he's going to have his way with you. And then, you know what? I'll probably throw some money in your bank account just so you feel, all right about, being completely assaulted. But we pre-warned you. We scheduled it. So you knew when you were going to get assaulted. So that's okay, right? No, what the fuck?
There was a creative meeting.
There was a creative meeting, and we scheduled our times to assault you. Like, what the?
Honestly, Mark, I thought better than that of you.
Same.
Basically, he's just excusing his behavior. Like, it's easy to say, oh, why weren't they complaining years ago when they were getting new cars and money? But I mean, you don't know how trapped they feel. You don't know what they were feeling. You don't really know anything. We don't know anything.
No.
Mark Henry probably knows a little bit more than us because he's closer to Vince than we are, but
that doesn't mean that that's okay. Like, I don't know if you could really tell. I'm wearing a styling and profiling shirt. I'm wearing a Ric Flair shirt. As we all know, I love Ric Flair. And even when the Plane Ride from Hell, the episode of Dark Side of the Ring came out, and a lot of the truth came out about just how he acts on a normal basis, even I was saying, like, hey, dude, like, I understand who you are. I understand the fame. You can't go just doing you. You know what I mean? Like, there's limitations to it. So don't think we're being hypocritical on this entire thing, because the reality of the matter is it's the same. You may have this lure, you may have this persona, this personality, this lure was probably the best word I could have used. To for women to just want to lust over you or whatever have you, but to just say, well, because I'm the boss and I have the money, I can do what I want. And he would hire and fire people based off of that too, from the reports that we read. There's no defending it. And a guy, and again, and a guy who has won gold for this country is willing to stand behind somebody who, again, literally did what they want and just paid money for it. And I hate doing this, but I brought politics into this shit last time. And this just is all that. It's the same thing. That's what there's Trump and 30 something and counts of fraud, all these indictments of rape, or all these rape allegations, all of this stuff. But it's okay because they had money. It's okay because they had the lure. It's not okay. It is not okay.
Yeah, I don't think I'm assuming she didn't like state the terms. Okay, but I want a BMW. Like I'm assuming it was more like, I'm going to give you a BMW if you shut your mouth. And she's just like, what?
No, honestly, in reality, it was probably did whatever. You come into work feeling like crap the next day. On your desk it says thanks, and
a set of car keys.
And a set of car keys. Not even a personal interaction. Oh my God.
God damn it, Mark. All right. We have 3 matches to get to this evening. We were gonna do trivia promo, but this is a very rare occasion, ladies and gentlemen. The Phoenix is awake. So we're gonna bring on the Phoenix. We're gonna get some trivia for you right now. All right, joining us for the first time in I don't know how long on a live episode is
for real
the former 6-time Knowledge Champion, the Phoenix.
I'm more part-time than Roman Reigns.
Hey,
and we were just saying he's just come back and now he's been written off TV again.
And there you go.
And I see Sportskeeda clickbaiting. Oh, Roman Reigns has been removed from WWE, and then immediately in the comments, everyone was just like, "Yeah, for one show."
Sportskeeda's the worst.
They are the absolute worst.
In fact, we did have a segment for him, but we have got so much to get through these days. So it is a rematch from Promo Slam. Technically, Promo Slam was a triple threat, but Teddy came out on top. He is, of course, the current reigning Knowledge Champion. So we're keeping it.
No.
It's what? He's a 2-time champion now, yeah.
Oh, this is the 3rd time I faced him this year.
Oh, yeah. You're developing your own little rivalry.
Ooh.
So I don't think we've done a quick fire for a long time. It's been 3 stages or full trivia mayhem. So we're keeping it simple. The most correct answers in 1 minute wins. And as is tradition, your time starts after I finish asking the first question. All right, your 1 minute begins after this question. Ric Flair shares the name Nature Boy with which fellow wrestling legend?
Buddy Rogers?
Yes. Who won the 1994 King of the Ring?
Bret Hart.
Ooh, close. Owen Hart. In what year did New Japan's IWGP League become the G1 Climax?
Pass.
91. How many times has Jeff Hardy been TNA World Champion?
3 times.
I thought that it was twice. Sika and Arthur formed which legendary tag team?
The Wild Samoans.
Yes. Which of these has never used a version of a powerbomb as their finisher? Batista, Big Show, or The Undertaker?
Big Show.
Yes. How many times has WrestleMania been held in Madison Square Garden?
Twice.
3. And there's the minute, but I'm going to ask you this last question just because I want to hear the answer. In what year did Zack Ryder introduce the Internet Championship to WWE?
Oh, shit. Fuck, I might need a minute.
I swear I was in high school.
2011.
It was Emiya's favorite answer. 2012.
Oh, bullshit.
Nice.
Just before I go through the give you the score, Mo, did you know the New Japan question?
No, my guess was 72. I had no idea it was 91.
Yeah, it's very many different names before the climax, and then of course 91 since it's been a G1 climax. But you got 1, 2, 3 out of 8.
Hey.
I mean, yeah, we've had better scores, but the good news is Teddy has failed to appear, so by default, you didn't really need to answer any questions. You are now a 7-time knowledge champion.
7.
On record again.
But hold on, don't get too excited. Don't get too excited.
That also means you've got Kenny Killer at max 500.
How many weeks away is that?
4. Sorry. September 19th.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. I got time to prepare then.
There you go. A little bit of time.
As I said to Daz like the other day, I'm still like 10 weeks behind.
At least it's better than 12.
I got caught up playing other video games, and then I listened to it in the background while I'm playing.
You let me know the other day that there was some dead air on one of the episodes. I'm like, that was 10 weeks ago. There's nothing I can do about that now.
Thanks, bro.
I'm going to ask this last question because I'm very curious to see how quickly you or Teddy would have got it. Yeah. So the final question would have been, stop me when you know which wrestler had these alternative ring names. The Comet Kid, El Centurion, K-Dog, Latin Fury, Max Moon. I thought Moses would have known on that one.
Conan.
Conan. Thank you, because I didn't know how to pronounce this next one. El Relampago.
Yeah, I got no clue.
It was Conan.
Conan.
Then, of course, he was Conan the Barbarian. He was also known as Speedy Gonzalez and the Incredible Hulk.
All right.
That's not 90s racism for you. I love it.
And finally, Conan the Great. Yes, it was Conan.
David Gillam. You know, the one thing I've always admired and respected about David, and one of the things him and I bonded over, was the love of our families. He loved his Mrs. Helen. He loved his son, Kian. He loved his daughter, Jamie. And my heart breaks for them. My thoughts and prayers go out to the family of David Gillam, and it's no secret. David and I have had our ups and downs over the years. I have spent many mornings with that man. I have so many moments, memories, and stories. And one of the stories I'd like to share with you is my last conversation that I had with David. In November 2023, I had put out an LFC podcast on my YouTube channel, and David had commented under that video. And he had written, I don't know why I chose this video as my first to watch, but I was compelled by your words of God and faith. And I simply wrote back, thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. And that was my first interaction with David in over 3 years. The next day, I had gotten a friend request from David on Facebook, and he had messaged me saying, I think it is time that you and I bury the hatchet. And I said, I'd like that. And we had exchanged voice messages and text messages, and it was a pleasant, fun, and nice conversation, very genuine. And I'm glad that I got to have that conversation with you, and we got to bury the hatchet and make peace. And just like that, we were friends again. So with that being said, rest in peace, David. There were so many people that loved you, cared about you, and just wanted to see you shine and continue to prosper. And I'm very grateful for the time that we had. And until we meet again, this one's for you, David.
Pay-per-view predictions. But of course, there's 10 matches. The pre-show is Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway versus Willow Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii. There's a stipulation. The winning team will choose the stipulation of the match between Nightingale and Statlander at All Out.
Oh, okay. I like that. Good, interesting. Good stuff.
Honestly, I don't know which way to go because they've already had a few matches, and it's gone both ways. But considering
it's usually like that with most feuds, though, isn't it? It's like they have one match with one person wins, and they have the other person win the second one, and then they have the rubber match, which is usually a stipulation.
Yeah, but considering Willow has got Tomohiro Ishii and Chris has got Stokely, poor little Stokely, I gotta go Willow and Ishii.
Absolutely. Come on now. You're really going to go against Tomohiro Ishii? Really going to go against this guy? He may only be 4'11", but he is the best.
Yeah, Willow and Ishii.
All right, full house for that one. All right, on to the main show. Actually, you know what? That's not a bad order to do the matches in. I'm going to go in the order they got. Toni Storm defending the women's title against Mariah May.
Oh my goodness!
I don't want either of them to lose, but
same. I was literally just thinking to myself, I was like, why? Why?
So surprised that this has stayed a singles match. I thought they would have given it a stipulation by now because every time they've met over the past few weeks, Tony's been busted open pretty much.
Well, yeah, I figured we'd do like a first blood. Oh, go ahead, Fino, I'm cutting you off.
I was just going to say it was Mariah May, the one that busted Tony open with a shoe.
With the shoe. Yeah, and she's kept the same shoe for weeks, and she just keeps beating up Tony with it. Like last night, she just came out of nowhere and smacked her in the throat with it.
She did. Jeez. Right in the throat. Right in the throat.
With a blood-stained white stiletto heel.
But see, that's the thing for me, and this is probably will help out Feeney a little bit, is it has been all Maria. All Maria. She has just been beating the shit out of her. Every chance she can get. Tony can get a little bit of jump in, but then that's it. It doesn't last long. She is on a different breed of crazy. Now, I have a funny feeling Mia Shirakawa is going to get involved somehow, some way. She's been so quiet and so away from the whole thing. I think that she's going to get involved just a little bit. Now, I don't think she's going to cost Maria the title. She might though. That's where Tony can lose clean. Let's be honest there. Tony can lose clean, and it's not a big deal. But the way it's been, I feel like if she does lose clean, she's gonna look weak. You know what I mean? Like I said, she's been getting her ass beat week after week after week after week. As great as it's looked, as cinematic as it's been an absolute constant ass whooping on Tony. So unless she like reverts to her old Tony Storm self, I really don't see Tony winning.
I like how last night they went with Saraya versus Tony because last year at All In is where this whole fucking started. Tony's gimmick. But I mean, you've built Mariah May into like the next big star, and she's been over as fuck
superstar
for months as just the sidekick.
Yeah.
Now she's out on her own as this dangerous heel.
Extremely.
I can't really see them building her up to this and then not giving her the title.
Yeah, I mean, again, but to me, Tony looks weak. So again, unless there's something that could be done, it is what it is. Maybe Tony goes away for a bit, if that's what we have to do.
Has to do like the ultimate swerve. They got Mariah being the dominant one going into the match, and then they just do the complete swerve and have Tony go over.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I say, well, maybe Tony can revert to her old ways. She can go back to the street clothes and the whole punker look. You know what I mean? She can go back to that and be the Tony Storm of old and go out there and literally have like a Stardom type match with her. But this gimmick she's on is just so over. You know what I mean? So it's kind of one of those, like, do you really want to just change your gimmick for one thing? And if she does, then I think she has to win. You know what I mean? But if it remains, Mariah May versus timeless Tony Storm, I think Mariah May has to win it. And then maybe, just maybe, like I said, Tony can go away for a couple weeks, a month, maybe come back as her old self. Just something. But yeah, as you can tell, we're stuck because, as you said, I don't want either one of them to lose.
Obviously, Mariah May has the home field advantage as well because it's in London.
Mm-hmm.
They say home field advantage, but then how many people actually win in their hometown?
More in AEW than they do in WWE.
A lot more in AEW.
I mean, Saraya won the title last year just because she's from England.
Just because.
And Jamie Hayter was injured.
Hey, speaking of that, maybe Jamie Hayter costs one of them. Or DQs it, turns it into a triple threat for All In or All Out. There you go, Tony. You're welcome.
Because if Mariah May does win, and then you need to keep Tony off TV for a little bit, the best way to do that is you've got a brand new English women's champion in England. Out comes the return of another former English women's champion in Jamie Hayter, and you get that stare down. And then that's instantly your next feud.
And then I thank you for that, because now any loss to Tony doesn't look so bad.
No, and we also have All Out in 2 weeks.
Quick turnaround.
Yeah, I'm glad they gave us a little bit more time this year.
Seriously, we get a Fall Out Go Home show, and then bam, there's All Out.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Mariah May, new champ.
Sames.
Yeah, I think it'll be Mariah May. Tony will step away for a bit, and then she'll come back as Tony Storm of old, if you will.
I really don't want her to, though. I love timeless Tony Storm.
I do too. I really do. But I just mean, like, you're going to look at, or maybe that's just what it is. And the only way to end up beating Mariah is to revert. I don't know. I'm sure we're going to end up having to go backwards at some point, just hopefully later rather than sooner.
All right. I kind of hope this one isn't so early on the card, but because it's going to be a banger. But MJF defending the American title against Will Ospreay.
I am telling you, if this goes on second, TK is fucking everything up. This should be one of the co-main events towards the end, because this match has so much built on it. It's not even funny. It is. They literally, what did we say it was last week? It was the Hulk Hogan versus Sergeant Slaughter all over again, but this time it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Because now we want the English lad to win, so the Americans can just shut up. And I'm like, you know what? As an American, I'm all for it. That damn Americans, loudmouth bastard, take him out. But it's worked out perfectly. It really has. MJF came back, and he was the beloved MJF, and then and at the fucking flip of the switch, he's the most hated person there is. He takes this well-known title, the AEW International Championship, and he decides to go, guess what? It's American. And now he's this over-the-top fucking... I've never seen Lex Luger as a heel, except for NWO Lex Luger. He is heel Lex Luger, but like the narcissist Lex Luger. You know what I mean?
He's heel American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
If
Cody had turned heel in AEW, this would have been it.
Hey, there we go. Another beautiful comparison. This thing is going to bang.
It's been built very, very well every week, but last night that promo segment was gold.
Oh my goodness. Will Ospreay will pay whatever fine he's got to pay for calling him a twat. It was beautiful. I love it. This again, like I said, it's been built to fucking perfection. I don't know. That's not true. I was going to say, I remember the last time I saw Will Ospreay in such a great feud, and actually I do. It was New Japan.
Yeah. Will also said last night, because they were in Cardiff, it's very unusual for an Englishman to be this beloved in Wales, so thank you.
Serious. I laughed so hard at that one. My wife looked at me. She's like, I don't get it. I was like, for some reason, people in Wales hate England, and I don't think it's the other way around, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, you've got England, but then Scotland and Wales kind of stick together.
There it is.
And Northern Ireland. Let's not forget the Irish.
I was going to say, don't forget the Irish.
They're their own little island, but still.
I still think of the guy driving by the Buckingham Palace. We did it! We did it!
The Irish really hate English, though.
Yeah, they do.
But that's another story. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a heel Irish champion in AEW, and they'll make it the Irish Championship.
There it is. Sheamus, where you at?
Yeah, when's your contract run out?
Mm-hmm.
For me, Ospreay has to win. I mean, months ago, before this feud, we were talking about him going against Swerve and maybe winning the world title in Wembley and how that would be perfect, or maybe too soon. But this is, I think, perfect. He's still working his way up the ladder. And obviously, he had that title ripped away from him by MJF and then transformed into the American title. So it's all about payback for Ospreay. MJF has played the ultimate all-American heel and rubbed it in everybody's face. He even called the Cardiff fans sheepshaggers, so bonus points for that.
MJF's the best. He really is.
Go with Ospreay, get the pop. And MJF, you've played your part very, very well.
Hell yeah. Love it. Ospreay has to win. I'm just thinking in my mind now, do we go back to the International Championship? Do we turn this into a European Championship? You know, what kind of craziness are we going here?
I like the international title. I don't think it... I mean, it can be a little bit confusing because they've also got the Continental title, but they don't have an Intercontinental title, so you can kind of get away with international. There's a lot of titles.
Or you could just keep it the American and have the Englishman be an American champion. The English dominate America. There you go. You're welcome.
What were you going to say, Phoenix?
I was just saying, how many championships are there?
In AEW, there's a lot.
More than WWE?
So they've got,
I think so. Hold on, wait, probably.
Yeah, they've got 3 mid-card titles, singles.
Yeah.
Which
doesn't make a lot of sense.
And that's not even including the ROH TV title. Oh, wait, yeah, there's 4. Yeah. There's TNT, there's Continental, there's International, and the ROH TV title.
And then, don't ask about the tag division.
I don't think I want to.
Not when you've just had a trio with fucking, 9 belts?
Oh my god!
And it was only like 2 titles?
And 3, I was gonna say, yeah, 3 of those belts meant nothing. Jesus Christ.
Tony, take it easy now, okay?
Take it easy.
And then the
We
TNT
know
title,
Fulham has
everybody
no
gets their own
hardware.
version of the belt.
What is up with that? What is up with
It's
that?
a nice little gimmick, but it happens
No,
too
it looks
often.
like shit.
Yeah, I don't like
shit.
Jack Perry's TNT title.
It's like it looks like it wants to be Halloween without it being Halloween, and it's trying way too hard. It's just it's a no. It's a no for me.
It's cool that he made it himself. I didn't know he was a blacksmith, but yeah, he literally made the belts himself. He unscrewed the original plates off. He made his own copy. He painted it.
Hey.
He smelted it himself.
Hobbies, motherfucking hobbies.
And that's a nice segue because we're going to go into the TNT title now.
Hey.
We all said Ospreay, right?
Yes, sir.
Right.
I never technically answered.
Oh,
I do want to say Ospreay, but I'm for some reason I'm still edging slightly more towards MJF. So
Okay.
Just because it would be beautiful for the heel to pick up the win against
all
an
win in your
Englishman in the
home
middle of
country.
London.
All right, so Jack Perry defending the TNT title against Darby Allin in a coffin match.
Hey.
I think the biggest difference between a coffin match and a casket match is a coffin's smaller and it's more portable, so you can move it into the ring.
Yeah.
Like caskets were always double deep, double wide, as Vince used to say on commentary. We've seen a coffin match in AEW before, right? And Darby took it into the ring and then did a coffin drop onto the fucking coffin.
Yeah, and that's how he won. Slamming his opponent in there. Yeah. That was what it was. It'll be something similar. Jack Perry's been doing the body bag thing on Collision. It's whatever for me.
I'm kind of smelling a retain for this one because Jack's literally just got his own version of the title like a week ago.
Yeah, I think he's going to win from help though.
Oh yeah,
and I think that's the point. I think that's the entire point of this entire thing is he's going to win from help. There's no way he should win it clean. Him and Darby are going to absolutely kill themselves, and I'm a little scared, and I'm also a little excited. So just tells you where my brain is on that one. But
nerve sighted.
Hey, there it is, nerve sighted. It's the greatest word we ever invented here on Max.
Thank you, Evan McKay.
But you're the man. But it's the truth though, because it's as much as I would love Darby to win, and again, because the face, he's coming back, I don't even know if the guy's 100% fucking healthy in all reality, but
I don't think he's ever 100%.
Especially mentally. But you're 100%. Jack just won this thing. He had just won. I want to say at the last pay-per-view. He just made it his own. It's a little too early. And let's not forget, the Elite are supposed to be running rampant. And they're running rampant through him. So whether it be Okada or the Bucks, somebody's going to get involved in this thing, and Jack Perry will retain.
Yeah. And I don't think Darby needs it. He's already, a 3-time TNT champion?
I want to say 3. 2. I want to. Oh no, 2. Yeah, 2's but yeah, 2.
2's definite, but I'm not sure if he's a 3-time already.
I think Cody was the only 3. I think. Don't quote me. It's got to be a trivia question.
Yeah, I'll add it to 500. Yeah. Again, Darby doesn't need it. Jack, he's on a bit of a roll, so keep the title on him. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, what was the point in having a custom title?
Seriously, yeah, a little early for no good reason.
They had that Brahma Bull Championship for The Rock that never made it to TV because it got lost.
Yeah. And then this year they gave him a little custom title that he just loves to walk around with.
Oh, the people's
title.
That was the dumbest line ever. The people's title. Like, nope, that was dumb. But hey, it's The Rock,
nice looking
so
belt,
let him get away with it. Oh yeah, for sure.
It's a nice traditional looking belt. Jesus, I think every title's on the line here. On to the next title, TBS Championship, Mercedes Moné defending against Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
Britt
Britt,
Baker.
Britt, if you do win, I will instantly run to the stands and grab a T-shirt from you.
I love that. But I gotta do it, and I fucking hate that I have to do it.
Oh,
What have I said for weeks on end? She gets paid more than the average championship level footballer. Okay, she's making more money than probably not more than Jamie Vardy. I had to throw a shade at him, even though he's fucking draw. But she's making about that kind of bread. You know what I mean? She's making too much goddamn money to have only had this belt for so long, and to lose it to somebody who's just returned. Yes, again, I love Britt Baker. We all love Britt Baker. Her promos are way better than her in-ring work. But again, she's been out for a minute. She's been out for a minute. The rust is thick. I tell you what, the rust is thick. But then we have to bring in the X Factor, which is Camille, and nobody's talking about Camille. Nobody's doing it, and she will absolutely 100% will get involved. Likely help Monet retain this title, constantly just building towards somebody else. And we just talked about the English woman coming back. If not for the women's world championship, which would be more appropriate, she comes back to face the giant star in Mercedes Moné to win back the TBS championship, to save AEW, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely a strong possibility. But also, like, is Mercedes happy just being TBS champion? I mean, with her ego being the size of Texas, I would assume she would want to go after that world title, especially if she's already thinking about going back to WWE. Like, how much time is she going to be around for? So,
go ahead, Feeney, drop me.
I was going to say, I'm surprised she hasn't gone for the world title already.
Yeah, so I'm thinking she drops the TBS to Britt, because although these promos have been excellent and very personal, they are actually kind of friends behind the scenes, these two. So I think it's Mercedes' way of giving back to her friend and then going after the bigger prize, which is the world title.
I like that.
Then she walks out.
Yeah, and then trots on back to Titan Towers.
I just, that way to put your absolute fucking whole foot all the way up to your knee in your mouth, because goddamn, I don't know why you say these things while you're a champion of another fucking company. It just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. It makes you out to be just egotistical, self-centered, and the whole fucking nine. And granted, we already knew that. We were just hoping you'd prove us wrong at some point, and well, you fucking didn't. Because Jesus, this is just.
I mean, we all knew that she was trying to go back to WWE before she signed with AEW. And obviously, the only reason she went with AEW is because they offered her more money. More money than WWE was willing to pay her.
Well, no, 6. We're talking $6 million. So again, yeah, you ain't wrong. If Britt wins, we need another return. And somebody we haven't seen in a long while. Reba.
Yes.
Reba is a big-ish force. Her and Camille could match up just fine, or at least long enough for Britt Baker to get a clean win.
Yeah. Like, I was thinking, who would be good enough reinforcements to counteract Camille, and I can't really think of anybody. I did think of Reba. Sorry, Rebel. I know your name's not Reba, it's Rebel, but still, Britt calls you Reba, so you're Reba. Yeah, last night's promo segment really sold me on Britt. She has been rusty since she came back. The first promo was good. Her in-ring work, like you said, has been rusty. I think the last promo she did was a little stiff, but last night she was on fucking fire. That was the Britt Baker of old.
Yes, sir. Britt Baker on the boat.
She absolutely
of course you haven't seen.
Schooled Mercedes.
I was working since 4.
It finished
about an hour and a half ago.
It finished at 3.
You'd be all right.
Yeah, I'm going Baker. She's never won a TBS title before. She's been a world women's champ. Wait, did she?
I don't think she's won TBS.
No, hang on. Wasn't she the
I don't
original?
think so.
She
She
won the
actually
world
no.
title.
Was she the original TBS champion? Or was that Hikaru
Getting our
Shida?
own damn history.
Well, again, this is what happens when this history is like within
Jade
5
was
years.
the first TBS champion.
Hey,
Yeah,
well,
so
there you
Britt's
go.
never
That
been
answers
TBS
that.
champion. She's been a world champion. Because she was the women's world champion the same time Jade won the TBS title. So we were always thinking, well, they can switch. Britt can step down a little bit, have a TBS run. Jade can go for the world title, but never happened.
Nope. There you go. Yeah, no. Let's make it a thing. But Baker, TBS champ.
All right, that's a triple. So far, the only difference is MJF.
Can't say I blame it, though. Doesn't sound like a bad move.
Okay, we got a traditional casino gauntlet because it has to be one at every AEW pay-per-view. For a shot at the world title, it is Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly, so basically the whole conglomeration. Hangman Adam Page, Evil Uno, although I'm not sure he's going to make it anymore, and 17 TBAs.
Give me one of the TBAs.
I was going to say.
So I'm just thinking, is it going to be
TBA?
Could it be one of the ones that have already been announced? I mean, it could be Hangman, but is he really going to go after the world title and then probably not win it?
No, we've said that already. There's no point in him going against Swerve this early unless it is over.
I mean, we fought it twice already.
But then again, remember, we have a fun, and I'm already kind of jumping the gun. We have a funny feeling that Swerve could lose. So if that is the case, Hangman, I still don't see it. I see him beelining it Swerve. So Hangman for me is out of the question.
Ooh. I mean, depending on how many Dark Order members or former Dark Order members are in the gauntlet, that could avenge Evil Uno, because obviously he got attacked by Hangman last night, and they could all like gang up on Hangman, or everybody could gang up on Hangman because he's a loose cannon right now.
I could totally see everybody ganging up on Hangman for sure. Could see that. My immediate guess is to go with an Orange Cassidy because again, I'm thinking of who. What happened?
I was just saying I was thinking Cassidy, oddly enough.
Because if it is Brian, they can have a great match.
I was going with that because my mind is already kind of set that Swerve may not win because I don't think they want Brian to go away right now. I think there's a little bit of time for him to hang out. And I want to say they have a trip to Washington soon too. So
yeah, that's why we got confused with World's End. There was a show in Tacoma soon.
Really don't want to go without him. So I think that's probably what will happen. I'm going to stick with Orange Cassidy. I'm sure we're going to get a crap ton of fun TBAs where I'm going to be changing my mind every fucking other one that comes out.
Just like Jerry Lawler. That's my new pick.
That's my new pick. There you go. Me and Jerry Lawler are 1-1. But yeah, I'll probably stick with Orange.
All right, that's 2 for Orange. Are
you a sucker for the TBA?
Yeah, just because I can't think who the TBAs could possibly be. If it's not a bunch of mid-carders, there's got to be somebody significant in those TBAs. So I'll take a gamble and go with TBA.
Have a gamble.
I got a 18, 19, 20, 21. I got a 17 and 22 chance of getting the point for that one.
Hey, somebody do the math on that.
All right. Oh, jeez. FTW title. Hook challenging Chris Jericho. Thanks, guys.
Oh, God.
I can't help it. I do. I kind of like his gimmick.
I do.
It's really growing on me.
I hate that it's so annoyingly awesome.
Yeah, it's intentionally terrible. That's the whole point that I think people miss with Jericho's new gimmick.
And like everything is delayed.
I really need to catch up on AEW.
You really need to, because this is a gimmick where you're gonna watch it for one episode and you're gonna be like, "You're a fucking lunatic." Then you're gonna watch it for another one and you're gonna make fun of him, and then another one, and then all of a sudden by like the fourth one, you're gonna be all like, "He's gonna stop, he's gonna stare," and you're at the same time, "Hey guys!" It's just all gonna happen in unison. You're gonna get sucked in.
Like I said, the segment that really sold me on it was, I think, the second week he did it, and he was just going around backstage, giving everybody crap advice, and then going, "Thanks, guys," and then walking away. And I'm like, that's what he should be doing.
It was the best. It was the best.
But the stipulation
then he went
is
back to being a wizard for a week, but that's different.
Oh yeah, he just loves that fireball thing. The only stipulation is if Hook loses, he can never challenge for the FTW title as long as Jericho is still champion, which isn't really a big deal. So Hook can afford to lose, really. But at the same time, Jericho took one of his eyes out. Not Rey Mysterio style, but he is wearing a bandana over one eye. He's Carl Grimes right now.
That's right. Obviously, he'll get cleared out of it. His eye will be healed miraculously and blah, blah, blah. I'm just curious if Taz gets involved. That's literally all I give a shit about in this match. I have a funny feeling Hook's going to win. I really don't give a shit how Chris Jericho's going to do. I just want to know, is Taz going to do some beating up? Is Taz going to be the typical dad and go and save his son? You know what I mean? Is that what's going to happen?
I have been waiting for Taz to get involved because even last night I'm like, okay, this is obviously a cue for Taz, and then nothing happened.
Nothing. The tease.
Saving that for the pay-per-view now, aren't they?
Yeah, maybe. I can just see Big Bill getting in because it's FTW rules, obviously. So I can kind of see Big Bill getting involved, and then just out of nowhere, Taz mission if he can reach that high.
Jump off the.
Bill's a big fucking guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's a legit little 7-footer. He's not 7 foot.
So because I'm in the minority of people who love this Jericho gimmick, I kind of want him to win, but at the same time, I think Hook will win.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jericho. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jericho. And then here comes Brian Keith. Respect Chris Jericho.
Oh yeah, you got Brian Keith too. He can get a Taz mission.
He's a man.
Taz can get him a Taz mission.
He will definitely get one.
Okay. Oh Jesus, about to get a clusterfuck up in these next two matches. First up, we got a three-way for the tag team titles: Young Bucks, FTR, and the Acclaimed. I kind of think the Acclaimed are just shoehorned in there because they did FTR and the Bucks last year.
Yep.
And I hate saying it, but I really feel like the Acclaimed have lost so much momentum.
And it's, I don't want to say their own fault. It's the fault of this build because they went for the team that was shockingly beat the Young Bucks right after the last pay-per-view. Everybody got all excited. Oh my God, they're going to get a title shot. They do. They get screwed. And now it's turned into FTR versus the Bucks. And I guess the Acclaimed is there. And that's where I'm like, you guys fucked up, dude. Like, this should have been, if it turned into a three-way, it turns into a three-way. I figured it was going to be a triple threat. But you didn't need to make Acclaim look weak to get there.
No.
You know what I mean? And then on top of that, and I have to say this, when I was watching the attack from FTR on the Bucks during that tag match, it kind of looked like Dax was very hesitant and looked like he was going to go after somebody from the Acclaim. It looked like he was going to help the Bucks for a little bit. And then all of a sudden oh shit, there's Matt. Or Matthew, sorry. I want to get fined. And then he's going to get hit. But I don't want to say they're shoehorned in. I just want to say they're being overshadowed. Just to be nicer about it. And I hope that this is just, what's the word I'm here looking for? Fodder. This is just fucking smoke around the Acclaimed, and the Acclaimed would come out. I want to say 2-time AEW tag champs.
Yeah. It also doesn't help that the Acclaimed's role in this feud has been very confusing because they've been faces for I don't know how long, and then as soon as this feud kicked off, they were just randomly heels. But then last night they cut like a face promo and barely got a
they know how to
reaction.
make up their mind.
But I don't know who to go with between the Bucks and FTR, because obviously they faced each other last year at All In. FTR won and retained the titles. And I think they have faced each other since, so the scoreboard is kind of even.
Mm-hmm.
But Bucks have been champions for how long now?
Wow.
A few months, and they haven't defended them yet.
No, I want to say this is their second defense if you
Yeah.
exclude the Acclaim one, but still 2 defenses in 3-4 months. It's a little ridiculous.
Maybe longer.
But it is the Bucks. It is the Bucks. Yeah, probably longer. It is the Bucks.
April.
They have been
Since
wanting
April,
to do it like this. Yeah, fucking hell, it has been that long. Jesus.
Because it was Sting and Darby, then obviously Sting retired, and then the Bucks won the tournament, so they won it at the end of April, and they've had one defense since.
Talk about the fucking Brock Lesnar schedule. Jesus Christ. Yeah, like I said, I'm sticking with the claim that Orlando faces Max Caster really needs to stop calling himself the best wrestler in the world. Really needs to stop.
Yeah, he does. All right, you're going the Acclaimed. Phoenix, who are you going with?
I'm thinking FTR.
Oh. They've been the quiet group of this whole thing, so okay. I could see a sneaky FTR win.
Yeah. I mean, it literally could go any of the 3 ways, but I honestly think the Acclaimed are the least likely, because this feud still seems to have been primarily FTR and the Bucks.
Right.
Yeah, fuck, I'll go with the Bucks. So we got 1 each.
Okay, I like that. And now here's my fun question to revert to that. If the Bucks keep them, when the fuck are they ever going to lose?
I mean, who's coming up in the tag division? Nobody really.
No, and that's been a problem that a lot of people have been talking about. The tag division in AEW has just been so stagnant. It's not even funny. And there's a lot of good teams to be built.
They have really been building the trios division now.
Yeah, they have.
All right, what else we got? So, another bit of a clusterfuck match. We got a 4-way London ladder match for the trios titles. So we got 4 teams of 3. So there's gonna be There's gonna be 12 people in this match.
Clusterfuck.
We got the Patriarchy versus the Bang Bang Gang versus House of Black versus the Blackpool Combat Club.
When the fuck did they get involved?
Last week, I think.
I barely remember this.
I remember the London ladder match being announced last week, but I don't remember the Combat Club getting involved in this. Oh, no, wait, I think the House of Black came out after the match. But anyway, Patriarchy haven't been champions for very long.
Nope.
They're also using the Freebird rule, but they're not going to be using it in this one, because I don't think Mother Wayne's going to compete in a ladder match.
No, sir.
I really want to go House of Black, because wait, no, they lost the titles to the Patriarchy, didn't they? No, it was a Bang Bang Gang.
Bang Bang Gang.
Oh, House of Black have been trios champions, though. This is tough.
They have, but at the same time, what do we always talk about with the House of Black? They're
I forgot.
Utilized.
It's the Blackpool Combat Club and Pac, because obviously it's Claudio and Wheeler and then Pac. Oh. Which actually wouldn't be fuck it. Bring Pac into the Combat Club. Make him a full-time member.
For real, right?
Yeah, that's my pick. Give them the trios titles.
We know he's from Newcastle, but I mean, come on.
He desperately needs a big win, because he keeps going away, coming back, going on this big run, and then not really winning anything. Like with Pac, it always seems like they're building to something, and then he goes away.
Well, he does have. He is going to have the first shot at whoever wins the American Championship.
Yeah.
So that's something. I don't think he'll win it, but that's something. I do like the team a little bit more. I think it gives a reason for you to care more about the Blackpool Combat Club because they've been kind of so in the background. But I say the same thing about the House of Black because everybody talks about, oh, well, they should, Malachi should just leave. Buddy Matthews should just leave because they're not getting the proper exposure. They're not getting this, they're not getting that. A trio's title run would help. They still need more. I feel they all need individual success.
Yeah.
But I really do think that this is a perfect opportunity to recrown the House of Black and give them a noticeable, lengthy run. And by noticeable, I mean put them on fucking Dynamite for crying out loud.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but nobody watches Collision.
I know.
Some do.
Sorry. I recap it, and that's the only reason why I watch it.
It's definitely the B show, but there is some good stuff on Collision. It's just a shitty time slot.
Yes, there's that. That's exactly it.
I mean, it's better than Rampage's time slot, but it's a Saturday night.
Mm-hmm. Saturday. Oh, sorry.
Oh, worst thing they did was get rid of that fucking theme song.
That's what I'm saying. Why do you think I'm singing it in my head? Killing TK. Killing me.
Not only did they replace the great Elton John and one of his best songs, but they replaced it with some generic shit by their house composer.
Failed.
Not quite Def Rebel bad, but very generic.
Mm-hmm. What you got for me, Feeney?
Yeah, give me House of Black.
That's what I'm talking about.
I am torn between them and the BCC, but I'm going to stick with Pac and the BCC. Just because I would love to see Pac win the title again.
The BNCC, Blackpool Newcastle Combat Club.
It's almost like a conglomeration.
That's right, collaboration. Communication.
Oh, yeah, Mark Briscoe trying to speak Welsh is the best thing ever.
It was the great, I'm telling you,
dude.
He
can barely speak English.
He does, no, stop it. He does not speak English, okay? He speaks his English and then somehow try to speak Wales because it was the greatest thing I've ever fucking heard. He stutters over his own words and he knows what he's going to say.
Yes.
Like that's the funniest part about the entire thing. He knows he's going to say conglomeration and then he's like, what rhymes with the conglomeration? Communication.
The first time he sent the sentence, not a single word was pronounced right. But nope. he kind of got there when they were going one word at a time. I have shared the video. If you all want to check it out, it is hilarious. Also, Willow did worse. Sorry, Willow, but she did worse than Mark Briscoe.
Oh, God.
All right.
And she actually knows English.
Yeah. Main event.
Here we go.
Title versus career. Swerve Strickland defending the world title against Bryan Danielson. Either way, I am witnessing history in person, and I'm not ready for it either way. So either it's Bryan Danielson's last match, or he has one last world title run. There's no gray area. It's very black and white for this one.
I think it's gotta be Bryan.
Storyline wise, yeah, I feel bad for Swerve because I still think he deserves a longer run than he's had so far. But he's obviously turned heel again for this feud.
Yep, and a good job at being heel at that.
Yeah, he's a better heel than face. He's just very popular. But man, Bryan's coming in looking like a king.
Yeah,
and his promo last night again. Do you know what, people? Just watch last night's Dynamite because it was great. And Bryan Danielson's last promo was electric. Complete with 2 F-bombs.
That I have seen.
You're saying it like it's gonna be over, and you know what? You might not be in that boat alone. I reflect a lot of this stuff off with my wife, as my wife was very involved in the WWE side. Mainly because of Total Divas. I've talked about this numerous times. And who was a great star on Total Divas? Daniel Bryan, now known Bryan Danielson. But she talks about him and asks all kinds of questions about him. How's his health? How's he doing? How's his neck? Blah, 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 blah. when she overheard me a couple weeks ago say that this guy's going to be working without a contract, she started asking questions. Well, what does that mean? It just means that they'll sign a little extension to keep working, do a show here, do a show there, make sure they get paid. And she's like, but does that mean he's done? And to me, I want to say no. I do. But at the same time, I keep thinking about the future, not history, about the future. And as much as I would love, and I think it's the perfect move for Bryan Danielson. I see I'm already fucking it up again. For Bryan Danielson to win his first AEW World Championship and probably like lose it in Washington, I think is like the greatest story there is. But unless it's a rematch with Swerve Strickland in both of their hometowns of Washington, you know what I mean, in their home state of Washington, I really think you gotta leave it on Swerve. Like, I get the story, I get the legacy, I get it all, and it's a great whatever. But at the same time, what the championship crowning is always an excellent pop worthy moment. But what lives longer in the fans' minds, the championship win or the farewell send off? Do we talk about all the championships the Undertaker won, or the time he left his boots in the ring? You know what I mean? And that's you weren't supposed to bring that part up. This was all, for mysteriousness, but you're 100%.
I mean, in his mind, that was his retirement.
Right. And I think that's, and again, maybe I'm just stuck in my ways, and I think that the only person that should be Swerve is Bryan Danielson, and vice versa. The only person that should be Bryan Danielson if he wins the belt should be Swerve Strickland. I think that that's the only way we should go. There is no in between, unless you decide for some random day you're going to go back to London and have fucking Will Ospreay win it off of Bryan. There's no point. You stick with Swerve and Bryan for a little while longer. So as you can tell, I'm so fucking on the fence because I want Bryan to win it. I do, but he's gonna have to have a short reign, whether we like it or not.
Which is fine because he said this is going to be his last year full time anyway.
But again, for me, I don't see a single person outside of Swerve, unless Kenny comes back. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, well, was it this week? Yesterday, I think, actually, Uncle Dave said he's not ready to return yet. He's still in a lot of pain. So he's not clear to take bumps or anything.
Nope. I think he's still working out, but that's about it.
Yeah. And like Bryan's also mentioned his kids a lot as being reasons for the decision to obviously cut down and go towards retirement. But he also said, I think last night, that Birdie wants him to lose so that he can retire. But his son wants him to win. And I was just looking, thinking, Birdie's seen him win a world title. He won his last WWE title in 2018. But his son hasn't seen him win a world title yet. So it'd be nice for them both to see him win a world title before he retires.
What does Brie think? She could be the.
Do we care what Brie thinks? I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Couldn't help myself. Couldn't help myself. But I'm sure.
What does Nikki think? I care even less.
No, I think you guys got a point on that one. It's all like where does they stand? Where does he stand? He obviously is talking about more and more of his family.
Yeah.
Again, I feel like it's one of those, he's calling home. He's getting ready to go home. But at the same time, it's like either way, it's a fucking fantastic moment. And that's the thing I think that's kind of making this even more indecisive for everybody.
Yeah. But like I said, he already announced way before this that he was going to retire probably the end of this year, or at least retire from full-time wrestling. So I don't think him winning one more title really affects that. Like, he can win the title for just to put in the record books, like Sting with the tag titles, just to go down in the record books, and then drop it back to Swerve maybe and then, of course, ride off into the sunset when he's ready. But I
When
think
he's
it would
ready,
make
yeah.
more sense for him to drop the title back to Swerve when they do go to Tacoma, because they're both going to be in Washington. It makes more sense for him to retire there. And, of course, Swerve is in his hometown.
Mm-hmm. You see what I mean? This is one of those things where it's like, I feel that's where I'm at. Like I said, if that's the move, then Brian wins. If
Yeah.
that's not the move, Swerve wins. So I'll stick with that being the move, and let's go with Swerve picking up the dub.
Added ingredient, Hangman can easily just cost Swerve the title because them two are beefing forever.
Don't forget about the X Factor that is the Hangman.
So I think we've probably made this even harder for Feeney, but which way are you going?
That's what you get for hanging out with the predictions, man.
Yeah, if you just give someone this match on a piece of paper, hey, Swerve or Brian for the world title, fucking Brian.
This is why I prefer to just type my predictions in the comment when you post about it on the page.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say Brian for this, and then Swerve wins it back in Washington, and then that's when Brian goes off and does part-time stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That is all predicted. Once again, I will be there on Sunday, and I will
Whoop, whoop.
I don't know whether to post instant. Well, I mean, it's going to be live anyway, so there's not going to be any spoilers. But yeah, we'll be posting from London.
I would absolutely love to see instant reactions from all y'all. That'd be a great little episode. Send it to me when you're done. I'll edit it up for you. I don't give a damn.
Will you be filming? Will you be filming the on the road thing that you used to do?
Yeah.
I don't think I have enough battery or storage for a 3.5-hour drive each way.
Oh,
this is true. Oh, damn, that's right. Forgot 3.5 hours. Fucking long drive. So speaking of long drive, let's get to our long. Go ahead.
Really quick before we do that. Also, a lot of it would be I don't know where the fuck I'm going because I've never driven to London before.
You know what? That might. Damn it! See, this is the perfect time to send you a charger and a memory card. Maybe I'll figure something out. But anyway, go ahead, Feedy.
Daz just then saying, I don't know where the fuck I'm going. So neither do the road signs. There's so many one-way systems. The signs are like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hey, which way to Wembley? You're still on the M5. Oh, okay.
Mother what? Oh my God. Remind me to never go driving in London. So let's pick this up. Let's change the gears. Let's get into our official second match of the evening. This one is for the television championship. After Cypher defeated Travis, the Walker Anderson, and Census Mascaras, we now know that it is Chad for the vacant world champion. Oh, sorry, for the vacant title at Promo Slam. He offered a rematch, so all promos have been turned in. And of course, it's the luck of the draws rules. Let's bust out the cards and find out what time we're aiming for.
All right, so we got every number between 3 and 9. Obviously, all TV rules promos must be at least 3 minutes anyway. So you can see that we have one of each number.
Love it.
Let's shuffle them up and find out.
So wait, Chad can't do like a 10-second promo again, like.
No, sir.
He's the reason that TV rules promos now have to be at least 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's all his fault.
The winner will be whichever promo is closest to. Hang on, let me hold him. I want to make it obvious that I can't see him.
Right.
Let's go with that one. Ooh, 7 minutes.
Okay.
Can Chad go 7 minutes?
No.
That's the bigger question.
Sorry, Chad.
This might be a case of longest promo wins, but let's find out. Cypher defending against Chad Malcolm.
Oh, yeah!
Bravo, gentlemen, bravo. You done the one thing that nobody in Max Wrestling history has ever succeeded in doing. And that is pissing me the fuck off. You lucky I don't buy a plane ticket to the UK and beat all three of you Wyatt 2.0 internet champion bastards up. You fake ass Matrix Neo hack the system type fuckers took out my tag partner and my brother. And for what? For what type of personal gain was it? I don't know. Don't care. I'm coming after Legion. But this ain't about you. It's not about you right now. It's about one member, though. Census the lawyer Chad Malcolm Masters. Long ass name, short ass title reign. I like the sound of that. Listen, Chad, you can fill your holes with whatever dreams, fantasies, whatever you want to. But your holes are going to stay empty. Because you're not winning the TV title. Now, granted, Chad, I seen the video. And I seen what you said. You're the one that got Travis killed. And I don't know how many holes you have in you, but I'm about to put a lot more that you can handle. And I'm not talking just, emphatically, but poetically. Because, see, once upon a time, Chad, you were nothing but a mediocre, stuck behind the desk, Monica Lewinsky to Dazzy Lee. That's all you were. And see, I don't think you quite understand who the fuck you're dealing with or who you just pissed off. See, I seen the post that Mr. Reed made, and he was quite frankly 100% true. If you took out the Walker, you might as well wanted to take me out too. Because see, now I see that you three can't do nothing as dragons. But you're just doing a good job at cosplaying Party City mannequins, thinking you scare people. But what's the reason behind the mask, Chad? What's the reason? The mask gives you some type of power. It gives you some type of divinity, some type of entity. It lets you create a new persona. I never have had wear a mask, to correct myself. I always stood 10 toes down, stood on business, and got the job done. See, quite frankly, yes, I'm pissed off, but the quiet fury in me has to concentrate on getting by you, Chad. On concentrating on letting Legion leave empty-handed without nothing. Because the TV title stays in the Carolinas and will remain in the Carolinas as long as I'm breathing. And you, Phoenix, or the man of multiple personalities himself, Dazzy Dangerous, the game changer, old fake-ass Triple H, is going to have to take it from my cold dead fingers. But I don't see that happening either, because, fuck, we all know you're not going to fight one-on-one. You're going to fight 3-on-1. You're the Cerberus of Max Wrestling, a dog with 3 heads. But remember, Hercules traveled down to the underworld to kill Cerberus. And that, my friends, is poetic justice at its best. So, Chad, if you think winning the TV title is going to make you feel whole again, then you might want to fill your holes with reality. Because reality is, it doesn't matter, mask on or mask off, you're still going to be Dazzy's Monica Lewinsky. And he did have sexual relations with that woman, Seven Mascaras. Or is it Census Mascaras? It's Census, sorry. Seven's his side piece. It's a little West Virginia-y, but whatever. So, Chad, fuck you. Feeney, fuck you. And Captain, oh Captain, you better watch your back, because you're going to be looking behind it for the rest of your life, because I'm coming after Legion. Looks like Cypher's going to the UK. Match is over. Let's see what you got, Chad. Let's see if you got what it takes to reclaim the TV title for the fallen Dragon Club.
Okay, so last time out I was not successful, as we can see by the lack of gold around my waist and on my shoulder. Last time around I was hidden behind a mask. Not anymore. That mask, I used that mask to say how I really felt, because I put on a mask every day to hide how I really felt. Now, since you last seen me, a lot's happened, but mostly I've grown up. A lot, to the point where I don't need no mask, metaphorical or physical. Hence, this beautiful face that you get to see instead. Speaking of beautiful things, Benson Boone, speaking of beautiful things, that championship that you have, Corey, looks very, very nice, I've got to admit. But you know what, it'd look even better? At the bottom of my bed, no, around my waist. Around my waist. It looked better around my waist. But yeah, we've got Max 500 coming up, and don't really have anything planned for that just yet, but I do have an idea. I want to walk into Max 500 as the current, the only TV champion. And I have a plan. You will get your rematch when I beat you tonight. But not only will you get your rematch, every single eligible person that is involved in Max Wrestling will be able to challenge me for that title. I'm going to walk into Max 500 as champion and challenge every single person that has ever appeared on Max Wrestling, because it's a TV championship. And what says TV more than episode 500? Episode 600, 700, 800, 900. But for now, 500. So I'm going to take this championship back. I'm going to stick it over my shoulder. I'm going to walk into Max 500 as champion. And I'm going to give every single one of you a match. All you've got to do, send a promo in. We'll let random number generator pick a number between 3 and 10. Whatever number comes up, that's how long. Whoever gets closest to that number walks out champ. Why not? So it could be a 1v1, me and you, Corey. Could be a triple threat, fatal 4-way, fatal 5-way, 6-pack challenge, 7-pack challenge. I don't know how many people have ever appeared on Max. Every single one of them is eligible to challenge me for it, including you, Mike Markin. But, you know, the less said about you, the better. Coming back here, taking my championship, dropping it in the trash like it's nothing, and then sodding off back to wherever you came from. But this promo isn't on you. Oh, no. This promo is on Corey. Now, I am gutted that I lost. Because I thought, do you know what? I'm going to be champion. Like, it's vacant. It's going to be mine. Obviously, you challenged us to a rematch, and Travis is otherwise occupied with an injury. So it's just me and you. But that championship, it looks good. It does look so good, Corey. You suit it. I've got to admit, you suit it. But I suit it more. I suit it more. I may not have a gold mask anymore, but I still need gold around my shoulders. So you better believe that I'm coming for it. I don't miss. I believe that you've got your hands full tonight. It's because it's not just this championship you're putting on the line. You must win a handicap match, right? Now, you know, if things played out differently, maybe I could have teamed up with you. Maybe we could have won some gold together. But as for now, I'm all about getting my gold back. Because that baby is mine. And I want it back over my shoulder. And I want to hold it all the way to Promo Mania next year. Because that was my goal before Michael Markin came along and stole it from me. Which, not bitter about, even though I've mentioned it twice. The TV Championship, that's the one that... That's my baby. That's my baby. And, yeah, I need him back. Need him back over here in Wales. Because man bwrw glaw heddiw. Bwrw glaw heddiw.
So the closest promo to 7 minutes is the winner, and the official times are Corey Cypher, television champion, 6 minutes, 26 seconds.
Hey.
The big question is, can Chad go over 3 minutes? Chad, 4 minutes, 35 seconds.
Oh.
Cypher retains and survives.
Chad, you got to try harder next time, brother.
Yeah, or just hope I pull out a low card next time.
There it is. That's what it is. Pull out the low card.
Well, we got one new champion and one retained, so it's a pretty balanced event, I think.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I found it extremely difficult to put into words my feelings over the past week. 6 days ago, David Gillam, better known to Max Wrestling alumni as The Butcher, passed away. The Butcher was a Max Wrestling original and spent most of the first 5 years by my side and by the side of Mike Larkin, Evan McCabe, Moses, Travis, Roxy, Dave Burnham, to name a few, and all the other guests and co-hosts that have come and gone over the years. He appeared on 222 episodes, and if you're unfamiliar with The Butcher and you're relatively new to Max Wrestling, that's because he and I had not been on speaking terms for the past 4 years. As much as The Butcher is part of our history, it's no secret that we had many issues behind the scenes. Not just myself, but with Mike, with Travis. Hell, he even had issues with Amir at one point, but some of these people he was able to reconcile with. But I was not one of those people. These issues led to a moment in our history known as the shift, where I actively retired before being talked back in after we went our separate ways with The Butcher. But I am not here to speak negatively about David Gillam. I don't want anyone to think that now that he's no longer with us, we're just going to start talking about him again. This is about doing the right thing and being respectful. So, as much as we had our issues, we do have fond memories of The Butcher. I have fond memories of The Butcher. He was a fucking character. He made people laugh. He pissed people off. He made friends. He made enemies. He called himself the best heel in the business from day one. And I don't think anyone has ever lived up to their moniker more. These last few years have been unfortunate. As much as I have tried to avoid mentioning the Butcher. I have spoken negatively about him since his departure. I know he's spoken negatively about me and about Max as well, and that's fine. That's fair. Since his departure, we have avoided referencing him and made all episodes featuring David Gillam private because that's what he requested. And to continue to do so, I think, would be an insult to his memory. So if it's what the people want, I will actively restore all of these episodes. His name will be returned to all the records. Everything featuring David the Butcher Gillam will be made public again. So that anyone that joined us after 2020, you can experience the good Butcher that we know, including the movie and TV reviews that he and I did on the side. And now I speak to David. I hope now that you have found the peace and the closure that I could never give you. You are part of Max Wrestling's history, and I forgive you. And I hope you can forgive me. One of your countless live videos that I always remember is you sitting outside the Golden Lion, singing along to Kansas. And I don't think that there's anything more appropriate than that to describe you. So, for my final words to David Gillam, I say, carry on, wayward son.
Ships in the storm, but we kept pushing through cold and warm, breaking down walls again and again. We made it. Oh, can't you see? Through the blood and the tears, we found our way free. Rising like giants with hearts full of fire, climbing that mountain higher and higher. Rising like giants with hearts full of fire, climbing that mountain higher and higher.
Welcome back to the Cap and Mo and Feeney Show. This is your captain speaking. He is El Jefe. Speak his name and he appears. Make sure you are liking and subscribed on YouTube. Follow us everywhere, and for all the information that you need, as always, go to maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. And also the theme song for tonight, Monster, is by myself with the Captain's Revenge Project. It is taken from the debut album of the same name and is available to stream tomorrow in full on Spotify and other audio streaming platforms. But you can listen to Monster and a few other tracks right now on our SoundCloud.
Let's try to get to it right now. You will not be disappointed. Still coming up tonight, the Captain and Beer finally go one-on-one for the first time ever in a promo grudge match. And they are becoming fierce rivals. Ted, Pete, De Niro, and the Phoenix, as you can see, square off with the Knowledge Championship. And we already took care of that one, so we're going to skip that one. But let's get to the road to Wembley. We already predicted. Oh, you know what? We're just all off on the tyrant. This is on what happens on vacation.
That's my
bad. The reality of the matter is,
that's on me.
We got to get to the most important thing that we still have tonight, which is the one-on-one competition between the Cap and Beer, the masked bastard versus the man he's tortured.
All right, but before we get to any of that, thank you for joining us for All for One. But in 4 weeks, it is our biggest celebration of all time, all of the time, as we present our 500th episode. And it will be an event you do not want to miss. There will be surprises, there will be title matches, and it comes your way on September 19th.
Oh, yeah, and get this. there are no pay-per-views later on in September. NXT No Mercy and All Out are both in the first week, and other than that, Bad Blood and Blood for Glory are in October. So this event will have no predictions, but I guarantee it will be a fun show full of nostalgia.
And I will give you a dose of nostalgia, because now that we know Phoenix is walking in as Knowledge Champion, as we confirmed earlier, he will be defending against a Max Wrestling OG, an icon, and former three-time champion himself, Kenny Killer.
Hey, can you survive the killer named Kenny?
Go to maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com/500 for more information.
I hope to survive.
It's a long-running rivalry, and it's gone both ways.
He's a three-time champ. Let me know when he gets to 7.
Oh, he'll get there, big dog. Don't you question.
All right, we're going to close this out before we get to myself and Beer. Well, I mean, is he healthy? Yeah. We're going to throw some points on the board, kicking it off with the Bellend board.
Bellend, you're a Bellend, mate. Look, Bellend 1, Bellend 2, big veiny Bellend over here.
All right, so there's been one name on my mind for the Bellend board this week, and it has to be none other than Mercedes Moné. I'm sure there's other ones out there that are a little worse. I'm sure Daz will let me know about it in a minute. But right now, I have to give her points. You cannot, for the love of Jesus Christ and all holy above, you cannot be champion of a promotion and the channel that they're fucking on and be like, I can't wait to go back to WWE. What? Like, what? Who the fuck? And you're saying it without being like, well, I'm loving my time in AEW and I wish it would stay longer. You know, you're not saying anything positive about AEW prior to you going on. You're like, yep, I plan to be at WrestleMania 40. Yeah, I'm going to fucking be back in the E. Like, then just go. Just get the fuck out of here.
And she posts that smug photo of her with like the 20 suitcases.
Yeah, all for her ego.
And this, like I said, is why Feeney is the man right here, emphasizing my goddamn point. Oh my god! So she's getting a whopping 20 points. I know it probably does nothing on the board, but she deserves all 20 of them because that's ridiculous.
Let me check it out where she stands. Probably be the first time she's disappointed she's not on top of anything. That puts her on 30.
Not too bad. Could be way worse.
She is in the same company as Ryback and Vince.
Perfect.
Dwayne also got 30 points as well, but that was because when he tried to steal WrestleMania. So.
Bastard.
Anybody else before I drop one? A name, not breakaway.
There was something I saw this morning about Hulk Hogan. He was drunk.
There it is.
Not Hogan again.
Something about Kamala and some racist stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So
that's what I was going to go with.
Feeney, let me drop a little something on you real quick, and maybe you'll understand where all this is coming from. So I don't know how often you guys are paying attention to politics, the United States politics of all politics out there on your side of the pond. But Hulk Hogan is quite literally the biggest Trump supporter they could have. And he has just been going on rant after rant after rant after rant after rant, spewing all the nonsense that all the rest of them have been spewing. And apparently decided he wanted to get drunk and start talking very racist stuff on Kamala Harris. There was this entire thing for a while where they were saying that they didn't know that she was black, that she had always said to people that she's Indian. And it's like, I have no idea where you get Kamala Harris and hear anything of Indian heritage other than I don't hear it at all. So it's just been this absolute cluster of sheer stupidity on one side and lies, and people just trying to make sense of it on the other side. And you want to know the worst part about all this? They have Hulk Hogan on one side, but you know who came to our aid on the blue side, if you will? Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yes.
Former governor of Minnesota and an independent at that. You know what I mean? He came to many aid talked about how just it all doesn't make sense. He even talked about how crooked Hulk Hogan was and how that's probably why he got thrown out of the WWF as fast as he did. So Hulk Hogan deserves all the points. I'm going to give him just 15 because thank God for me, I've only read part of it. I have not seen or heard anything besides what I've read. And if I do, it's going to make me freak. But how many points you want to add on top of that there, Daz?
Oh, let's give Hulk 50 points.
Hey, thumb on top for crying out loud.
When you said then that they didn't even know she was black, it just reminded me of the scene with Richard Pryor and Cena Weevil.
Mm-hmm.
Where obviously he's blind and he pretends that he's not blind, and his sister's like, "Why are you trying to pretend you're not blind? It's like you're trying to pretend you're not white." And he just yells, "You mean I'm not white? Does Dad know?"
No, we're talking classics.
Again, recommendation for you people. If you haven't seen See No Evil, Hear No Evil, it is comedy gold.
Oh, you're missing out.
Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder should have made so many more movies together. I think they only made 3 together.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, so that puts Hogan on 65 altogether. Ooh,
good.
He is now in 4th place.
You think he'll be removed from the Hall of Fame again?
If Vince was still there, I'd say no.
We'll wait it out and see.
Hogan is now in 4th place. Above him is only Tony Khan, Eric Bischoff, who's actually at the top, and then both on 100 points is Donald Trump and the Vince McMahon sex ring.
Oh God, that is not company you want to be around.
No, but Hogan fits very well in that company.
That he does.
Boy, how the mighty have fallen. All right, let's put some points on the other side of the board. This is the Bruv board. Bruv.
Bruv.
Brother.
Very appropriate for Wembley weekend. 3, 2, 1. Instantly. 20 points for Bryan Danielson. 20 points for Will Ospreay. 20 points for Britt Baker. All 3 of them delivered excellent go-home promos last night.
Yes.
As far as wrestling goes, I really don't know. Oh, Jacob Fatu. We'll give him 10 points too for putting Roman back on the shelf.
Hey, yeah, way to make that story build. Good job, kid.
Yeah, you made him look like a monster.
And he did it well. That boot thing as well, didn't he?
Yeah. His acting skills are through the roof. All right, well,
through the roof.
Adding these points in while I'm doing this. Anybody want to name anybody else?
Should we give some to Jesse Ventura for calling out Hogan on his racist?
Boy.
Yes.
Give Jesse the body some love.
He is already on here, right? Oh, yeah, he's on. Yeah. How many points are we giving to Jesse?
20.
Hey,
want to give him 2.
Generous man.
Man, this Bruv board is looking stacked. Let me just change it to points order instead of name order. No, the other way. Okay. That is a very nice top 5. Bailey's on 50. Will Ospreay is on 60. Jesse Ventura is in 3rd place with 65. Britt Baker is now on 80. And Cody Rhodes is at the top with 90. That's a nice fucking board.
Great board. Good job.
Big fucking eyes, but a nice fucking board. Bad Boys 2 reference.
Attaboy.
Okay, we have one match to go before we close the show. I don't know what else much I can say about beer. Especially with Feeney being here as well. We're both kind of guilty in this one. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. So after it's best for business. It's best for beer, actually. Yeah. We're thinking of the bigger picture. After we have tormented him all year long, we broke into his house multiple times, beat him down, and then, of course, revealed at Promo Slam that it was us all along. We were Legion. We are Legion. So I was nice enough to give Beer a shot at revenge. So here it is. It is the Cap versus Beer. First time ever. All for one.
Can you hear me now?
It's already over.
We stand against each other after 23 years of friendship because of my actions, because of what I did to you. You can hate me for what I've done. Hell, everybody can hate me for what I've done. But make sure you hate me for all the right reasons. Because the truth is, everything that I have done for the past 8 months has been for your benefit, Beer. Now that probably makes little sense to you, after I just cost you the World Championship, after I had you beaten down in your own home multiple times. But like I said a couple weeks ago, to be the best, you gotta go through hard times. See, the thing is, we've all done it. It was 5 years before I won a championship on my own show. Phoenix chased Mike Larkin for almost 3 years before he finally won the Knowledge Championship. It took Moses 3 attempts to beat the unstoppable Demon S for the Promo Championship. And hell, both times Travis has held the World Championship, he's had it stripped from him. And he was the final promo champion when it was deactivated. We've all gone through hard times. But you know what? We've all become better competitors for it. Your time will come. And you will thank me for all the lessons I taught you along the way. See, I'm not destroying you, Beer. I'm building you up. And maybe one day, I will finally get the credit I deserve for making another star in Max Wrestling. Phoenix? Who took him seriously as a promo participant until he beat me? Mike, Travis, Moses, Demon S, I took on all 4 of them in 2020. And they became main eventers off the platform I provided. So yeah, I am making you a fucking star. And when you finally reach the top of the mountain, Beer, I will demand the respect for pushing you up there. But you're not going to get there from the other side of the camera. This stage at All For One isn't big enough. This is only part 1 of a 2-part season finale. So Beer, here's the deal. Come with me this Sunday to Wembley Stadium in London. We will settle this face to face, and everybody can watch it next week on Max Wrestling. And since I'm almost done making you a star, and since I've lost every match that I have had this year, maybe I make another one, and maybe I break the streak. Chris Reed, I challenge you to a duel. Let's see if you respond next week.
Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change. I tried to be a nice guy, tried to play by your rules. You all turned your backs on me.
It has come to my attention that Captain has finally grown a pair of balls in his life. Cap, I don't hate you. I just feel sorry for you. I pity you. I envy you. The fact that for 8 months, you tried to figure out ways to ruin me on your own brand. You said that you've lost every match. Well, listen up, son. You said it took you a couple of years to win your first championship on your own fucking brand. It took me a couple of months when me and El Jefe became the tag team champions. Isn't it ironic that I think you're jealous? You're jealous. You're bitter. You failed your own club. You failed your own brand. And you brought shame to everybody on Max Wrestling. You know what? I'm drinking to your tears. You want to know what? All for one. Wembley Stadium. I gladly accept. And when I see you there, you're going to pay for everything that you did to me for 8 months. You want me to thank you? No, I want you to thank me for waking you up and to help you stop being a little bitch that you are. You wanted my attention? You fucking got it. You need to remember one thing. 23 years of friendship. We put everything on the line for each other. We helped each other through good, bad, and you know it. You've got an amazing wife. You've got a beautiful baby daughter. Do you know why? Me. If it wasn't for me dragging your fucking ass that night, you would never have met Mrs. Lee. You would never have the most beautiful daughter who I am proud to call my niece. I am fucking proud, bruv. And for what you've done, for 8 months, you tried every single tactic, everything in your power to stop me from reaching my destiny. And that is being the world heavyweight champion. You mocked the fact that I was knowledge champion for 2 minutes before it got robbed from me. You mocked the idea that I could no longer challenge for the knowledge championship for 2 years. And I'm a fair man. I'm a man of my fucking word. I'm going to hold my word until June 2026, when that knowledge title finally comes back to me. And I'm going to verbally end you just like your receiving hairline. You're acting around like you've accomplished something. Well, let me tell you what. You ain't accomplished shit. The only thing you've accomplished is waking up the beast. The beast that's gonna make you his bitch. And one day, you're gonna come running back to me like you always do and say, "Sorry, Bea, I should never have done what I did. I'm lonely. I don't have a tag team partner." But you can shove that friendship and shove it straight up your ass. And now you're challenging Chris Reed to a duel. Bruv, remember, you've lost every single match this year because you're a fucking loser. I've won tag team gold this year. I came within an eyelash of winning King of the Mic. I reached the finals 2 years in a row. On my first try, I lost to El Jefe. And I lost a fatal 4-way due to the others cheating. I'm no longer going to play by the rules. I'm going to be the most vicious, psychotic piece of crap that's ever lived. I'll see you gladly at Wembley Stadium. All for one. It's all over.
So there you go. The story is not quite finished yet. You are going to see exclusive footage from our face-to-face confrontation this Sunday, next week on Max. So thank you for joining us. I hope we rocked you harder than Beer's going to get rocked in Wembley this weekend. Before we close this up, let's find out what host Mo and the TSK have for you pencil neck geeks with a roundup of Click This.
Oh my goodness. All right, so TSK is coming at y'all, you bastards. Coming at y'all with obviously we got to do the all-in review, so the boys will be hopefully live or going with that one. It's early in the day, so I'm hoping to get it dropped in the same day, if not first thing Monday morning for y'all listening enjoyment. I'm going to do the best thing I can to try to go live on the TikToks, so that way at least we get some live reactions from me. Hopefully we'll get something from the guys over on that are going to be there. Other than that, I've talked about it in unison, or I should say at exhaustion is what I should say. But the new intro is made, and I'll be dropping it as soon as I get home. But the Max Footy pod is coming back strong. I've already said it for weeks on end. There's a lot to talk about. Got to definitely have to talk about the U.S. men's national team, Mauricio Pochettino. Once we figure out how to get him out of his contract at Chelsea, he is our new coach, and that can only mean positive things for a team that needs some serious building. Week 1 of the Prem has gone down, and everybody's team looked good, but mine. And trust me, I want to get into that, and I'm sure the rest of the guys want to get into it too. So be on the look for all kinds of stuff from the Matt Footy Pod to the TSK. Like I said, dropping stuff this weekend. Be on the looks on that, and the only way to be on the looks is to follow us on all the fun socials. Hit us up on the Twitter, on the Max Wrestling Pod, or is it Max Wrestling UK, Captain 512, SMR Podnet, and of course the Max Football Podcast. Head on over to the beautifully done website, maxwrestling.net.weebly.com. Make sure you're following, subscribing on all the fun platforms, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Remember, you could be like Chris Reed. All you got to do is join us on the Facebook, EVP, MVP. You could be dual champion. I'm not calling him out, but I'm just saying you could be dual champion.
Yeah. And as far as other content goes, as I said during the show when we were talking about the Butcher, there will be more content becoming more available that hasn't been available for a long time, so you can go check out our movie and TV reviews again very soon. They will be made public once again. Including, we did one on See No Evil, Hear No Evil.
Hey, there you go.
We also did one on The Crow. Yeah, go watch the original. Fuck the remake.
I need to watch that.
I shouldn't be saying it, but fuck the remake. That's it for us this week. Join us next week for part 2 of the Captain versus Beer with footage direct from London, plus Bash in Berlin predictions.
So much happening.
You've been watching the Cap and Mo and a very rare appearance from the Phoenix. Goodbye. Mwah. And good night. Bye. See you in London, mate. That was the worst Cockney accent ever. Let me try it again. See you in London, mate. With some fucking pie and eels and chips.
Prep.